The Bert Newton Show is brought to you by the new Jenny Craig weight loss program. Now more than ever, it's the Australian way to lose weight. Australian Television Network and associated stations presents The Bert Newton Show! Very nice. Thank you very much indeed, Ross, and ladies and gentlemen of the orchestra. But it was the world is waiting for the sunrise. There are two songs. And incidentally, yesterday on the program, we had June Lockhart. Good afternoon, by the way, and welcome to the show. Good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. Good to have you here. My MD, of course, Mr. Ross Burton. Let's welcome him officially. There's Mr. Burton. Oh, yes, please. My announcer, Mr. John Dees. Mr. Newton. And, of course, the great Bert. As always, there's the great Bert doing what he does best. Yesterday on the show, we had June Lockhart, a lovely Hollywood actress, the mother in Lassie, and also was in Lost in Space. And her dad, the late Gene Lockhart, was a wonderful actor too. He wrote The World is Waiting for the Sunrise. And to cut a long story short, nobody here in the band knew The World is Waiting for the Sunrise. Well, I thought that was the case, and $100 of my own money I put up for someone to play The World is Waiting for the Sunrise, and Bill Harrower, my dear friend, played it. But the important thing, he also took the $100 because he thought I was serious. And everyone came back and said, oh, Bill's absolutely rapt and thank you. And, you know, he's never had so much for playing so little, which is debatable. But he doesn't know, it was just a joke, so he's got the $100. So I thought it was best today to introduce to you my financial advisor, who's going to join me on the program. Mr. Paul Keating is going to be here today on the show, our Federal Treasurer. Also, we go to Hollywood to speak to the lovely Virginia Mayo, is going to be there, with lots and lots of other goodies. It's terrific to have your company. Welcome to the show. To open our show for today, we have Louis George and two of the Bert Newton Show dancers, Penny and Carolyn, and the song is Unchain My Heart. Here's Louis.
It's for me, unchain my set me free. Yeah. Oh. Baby, I'm gonna use there like a man in a tree. But you know damn well that I don't stand a chance. Unchain my heart, baby, let me go. Unchain my heart, but you don't know me no more. Why link you to a life of misery when you don't care about your peace for me? So please don't change my heart. Set me free. Hey, hey. All right. but you don't care, baby. So please set me free. Unchain my heart. No.
Yeah. Louis George and Unchain My Heart. Terrific, Louis. Really great. With Penny and Carolyn, two of the Bert Newton Show dancers. Lovely, Louis. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure now to introduce to the show for the very first time somebody who certainly on the stage of politics here in Australia is one of the main players, particularly in the last day or so. Please welcome the Treasurer, Mr. Paul Keating. Welcome.
Pleasure.
First time here, eh?
Pleasure. I'll be back other times. I'm sure.
Good on you, good on you. First up, being called the biggest coward in Parliament, as you were yesterday by Andrew Peacock. How do you react to that sort of thing?
Oh, well, I've been at this for 20 years, but it's water off a duck's back, that stuff.
Do you think you are a coward?
No. I stand my ground, and I use the Parliament for its purpose. Use it properly. So, it's just part of the cut and thrust. But Andrew and I have been locking horns since 1969 in my case.
Mm-hmm. So it doesn't worry you at all to be called that?
Well, I prefer they don't, but I mean, you don't really worry about it.
Well, you're usually so nice in your approach to members on the other side
I am,
of the House.
Yes, I know. I am. Most of the time I am, but occasionally I'm not.
Yeah. What about his comment, though, that you and I'm paraphrasing him, that you can't take it? I mean, you come in and you shovel it out, that all of a sudden some hits you and you start whinging.
Well, I don't. I never complain. I generally go on the old rules: never complain, never explain, and never resign. They're the golden rules. The golden rules of Australian politics.
Well, so far I see you as a real angel. Are you that, so far as politics are concerned?
Well, I am interested in the substance of public life, the real issues that matter. I mean, it sounds like a truism, but that is what it's all about. I mean, we're only there to make Australia change, to make it better. We're there for the big issues in public life, and we have to wear the fairy floss as well. Well, that's part of it, you know.
Do you think it's fair, though, that there is a thing called parliamentary privilege in which you can make comments about John Elliott and then refuse to make them outside the House?
Well, the Parliament's there to raise public issues. It's not as Kim Beazley said eloquently yesterday, it's not a court of law. It's a forum which represents the community, the public. And it's there for that purpose, and that's why privilege is extended around the important issue of being able to deal with public issues.
A lot of the opponents, though, of parliamentary privilege would say that it gives you an opportunity of telling lies and getting away with anything in the House.
But if you look at the Parliament over the long haul of events, people are pretty responsible with it. It's used pretty responsibly.
Yeah, and the truth is always spoken?
Oh, it's not always spoken. Mostly spoken.
Is it the truth on this occasion about John Elliott?
Well, that's why the Parliament. The real issue. Look, the real issue in all of this, Bert, is the opposition came down with its economic policy, which was basically some handouts. But now, a week or two after the event, we're starting to see what it really means. And the real issue is, why does the Liberal Party of Australia believe it can confer benefits of tens of billions, not just $1 billion or $500 million or 200 million, but tens of billions on 1% of the tax-paying population by removing the capital gains tax? That is, all the benefits stored up in the stock market boom since 1985, in the property boom since 1985, which are all contingent liabilities and taxed to the Commonwealth when they are sold. That will be all undone and handed back by a Liberal National Party government. So why should the other 99% of the tax-paying population confer upon 1% tens of billions of dollars? That's the real issue. Why have they persisted in this proposal to abolish the capital gains tax, a good, fair piece of tax law?
Let me use television privilege. why do you choose John Elliott particularly? Let me paint this scenario, because a lot of people see John Elliott as being one of the millstones around the neck of the opposition parties, and it might be perhaps to your advantage to keep that name up there in the House and also in the media generally, because you feel that he can work against his own party.
It's just that, I mean, the Liberal Party can make its own choices about who its federal president is. Our federal president is Premier John Bannon of South Australia. The point I made yesterday is that in our processes are contained to the parliamentary party. But put that to one side, the overlying issue is when the opposition has decided to drop its former policies of abolishing the fringe benefits tax, which they've now decided to keep, changing the abolition of taxation on gold, which they've decided to keep. Why did they decide to keep the abolition of the capital gains tax? I mean, it's the one piece of tax law that levels up the playing field in the tax system. Because once you see, the tax system we have today, Bert, encourages the production of income, which encourages employment, growth, activity, earnings, exports, imports, and our future. The old tax system encouraged passive speculative investment. In other words, if you want to put it into a block of flats or a few shops or an office building or open space land, the tax system encouraged it because capital gains were free. We've now got a tax system with capital gains taxed, where the system is supporting the production of dynamic income. That's why we've got high levels of employment. That's why we're producing goods and services. That's why we're seeing now people investing in income-producing businesses. Why destroy all that by going backwards, back down the time tunnel, to give to 1% of the population a set of gains that will just lopside the tax system once more? I mean, that's the real issue. Why do they... I mean, today's Melbourne Age takes that up very eloquently in its editorial. It's just saying this is an inadequate policy.
Yeah, but the feeling is around Australia that the tax policies as put forward by the opposition parties, they've got you worried. And maybe yesterday, that performance in Parliament, in which I believe perhaps one of the few times in your political career in the House you didn't come out on top.
Well, that's only because of the Canberra journos.
No, I heard Parliament.
Yeah, did you? Yeah, well, all right. But yes, but just to understand this point. You see, the Canberra journos say to me, if I said, now look, you're saying the story of yours is correct, give us your sources, they say, what do you mean give us your sources? This is a journalist's right to maintain the integrity of one's source. The fact that I chose yesterday to speak in the terms I did means that they then judge me on a different criteria.
Yeah, but in fairness, we're not asking you for your source. We're asking you to repeat what you said in the House.
Oh, well, that's just... Well, that, Bert, means that the benefits conferred on me as a member of the House of Representatives for the specific purpose of dealing with public issues would be lost to me.
Yeah, in fact, and with the greatest respect, and I'm certainly not calling you a coward because I don't believe you are, but couldn't that give the impression to some people that you are?
No, but this has happened every time something's ever happened in Parliament.
But not with me before.
No, not with you. But I mean, it happens. You know, people say, "Well, why aren't all these issues addressed outside Parliament?" And the answer is that's why Parliament exists. That's why the privileges exist. So
you've said all that, but I mean, yeah. I'm intrigued why you won't repeat this particular comment outside the House.
Simply because the House is a place where the matter can be.
But that's not an excuse.
Debated.
That's a reason why you don't have to.
Why it can be debated yet confer that protection on me.
Okay, yesterday in the House once again, do you believe that you won the day or you did the government some harm?
We put down what I thought was a convincing argument. And what I got in return was a set of bluster and smears from Mr Peacock.
He performed pretty well though, didn't he?
Well, I don't think he did. I don't think resort to that kind of argument is performing. He's the great non-performer.
Just what? Are you sure you're the real Paul Keating? I mean, you'd never resort to theatrics in the House?
No, the theatrics is all right. I don't mind that. I mean,
I'm terrified if you get not to like me, I could be a scumbag.
Look, mate, no. Andrew's the Marcel of Australian politics. He's got more faces, the man of 1,000 faces. And look, that is amusing, it's entertaining, it's frivolous, it's light, but that's Andrew. But that's what we normally get from Andrew. It's the souffle. But on the real issues, that's where he doesn't perform. Now, yesterday, he was about basically throwing some smears over me. OK, that's all right. That's all right. Well, tomorrow will be another day.
Who would you rather be in the bunker with, John Howard or Andrew Peacock?
In a funny sort of way, I think Andrew.
Why?
I think he'd be more likely to stick in a crunch. If we applied the trench test to him, I think he'd pass it better.
What's the trench test again?
Well, if you know, who would you rather be in the trench with?
Yeah.
You know, if they're coming at you, who would you rather have there? I think probably.
I'll throw an extra one.
Put it this way: you wouldn't have Andrew in the trench for an intellectual conversation, but you'd have him there for light entertainment, amusement, and he'd stick with you.
What about Wilson Tuckey?
Oh, well, you'd throw him out of the trench. You'd let him have him. You'd jettison him, mate.
Mr. Keating, another scenario for you, because I know you like them very much.
Yeah.
Labor at the moment, Labor so far is not doing all that well in the polls, and if that continues, and you've got to go to an election, and one would assume it's got to be around about between March and May of next year, right? If you don't win that election, it might be perhaps for you personally the best news in the world, because it may be the easiest way for you to eventually get the Prime Ministership.
Oh, I don't think so. Look, this is the most serious government Australia's had in the post-war years. This is the one government which has changed the nature and structure of Australia.
Well, Whitlam changed a few things.
They did, but not fundamentally. This government's about a fundamental... When before this government, Australia was a locked, closed, protected little country shipping a bit of wheat and wool.
Yeah, now, somewhere or other my scenario got lost. Yeah. Next year, if you lose the election... Yeah. Is that the easiest way for you to become Prime Minister? Because obviously, if you lose the election, you take over the leadership.
Well, I don't think we will. But B, were that to happen, then we'd have to decide, you know, who became leader of the opposition and what have you. Now, that's an option for me. Whether I would take it up's another thing. I might join you in the silk department.
What, you're thinking of perhaps leaving politics?
Oh no, but it's always an option. I mean, if the public say to you, they don't need your services anymore, you're probably wise in taking the cue.
But they're saying that to a governor. Now, you've said this before, and you got yourself into a lot of hot water because I think even the Prime Minister said to you, you know, you just can't stand there and suggest, well, if I don't get the leadership, I'll move out.
Well, I'm not saying that. I mean,
you said pretty close to it.
I mean, I wouldn't mind the leadership in government. Whether in fact I would like it in opposition would be a matter I would think about if that happened. But as I said to you, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, could I ask you, hypothetically, if the Prime Minister was hit by a brewery truck... Yeah, OK, we'll make it a brewery truck. Where would you go? The hospital to visit him or to the caucus?
No, I mean, Bob and I are friends. I mean, one of the things that keeps our government together is we are friends, and we do stick in the crunches. We've had our tiffs, but basically
a year ago there's a reason good one, wasn't it?
But we're basically pals, and we believe we're there for the interests of this country, and we see the fortunes of the government as being important in that. So basically, I'd be at the hospital. I wouldn't be at the caucus.
Do you sometimes see Bob Hawke as a silly old bugger?
No, I think he's an awfully decent chap.
Good Prime Minister?
I think certainly the best in the post-war. The most serious Prime Minister in the post-war years.
Longevity?
Easily the most serious. The one most prepared to take up the hard ingrained issues which everyone else wanted to forget about. Probably the best informed. The most widely read in terms of his brief.
How long would you like to see him there?
Well, for as long as he wishes to stay. I mean, we are basically a team, and teams can't stay together if there is any prodding from the sidelines. There has to be look, a successful Prime Minister in our system can stay as long as he wants.
Would you be willing to wheel him into the House?
Well, he's not that silly. He wouldn't stay to that point, you know. He wouldn't stay to that point. Others might, but he wouldn't. But for the moment, I mean, he's got plenty of years left in him, and he's enjoying it. The other thing is he enjoys it. He likes the game. He loves the job.
Okay. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I noticed the other day in the House you almost entered into song, and I thought just as a little, we haven't got a dressing gown or any pyjamas for you, but what we do have, we've got a little song over here which we'd like you to hear. PJ Becker and Louis George are going to sing it for you. It's one that you know very well because you applied it in the House the other day.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much biology. Don't know much about science book. Don't know much about the French I took. But I do know that I love you.
That's cool.
And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be. What a wonderful world this would be.
Yeah. Thank you, Louis. Thank you, PJ. Thank you. Great luck. And ladies and gentlemen, please thank Mr. Paul Keating. Great meeting. Thank you. We'll take a break. And waiting for us in Hollywood, Miss Virginia Mayo.
At times I feel depressed when I look at myself in the mirror, when I try to put on some of the clothes that I now have in my wardrobe. The look in the mirror doesn't thrill me. I feel absolutely tremendous. I feel fantastic. It's as if I'm seeing a new person in front of the mirror whenever I look. I'm no longer sad or depressed, and I know that with the help of Jenny Craig that I'll be able to keep this weight off forever.
At Jenny Craig, we take a lot of time to meet your individual needs. Our menu plans are prepared especially for you, and you'll love our new food packaging, no tins. If you haven't seen us lately, you haven't seen us at all.
On Jenny's new program, you can lose all the weight you want for only $92.50. That's right, $92.50. This is the lowest price ever offered by Jenny Craig, so why not call the centre nearest you today?
Okay, Mon, here's a little Jamaica and the unique sound of reggae on Reggae Rhythm with Musical Youth. 10cc's big hit. Ziggy Marley. Maxi Priest. Eric Clapton. UB40. Reggae Rhythm, 19 fabulous reggae hits out now from Concept.
With this simple Nilex Gardena water computer and its 6-way distributor, you can take care of all of your precious garden, even when you shoot off on holidays. Nothing on earth's as good as Nilex.
The difference is more than the design. The difference is more than the 25-year structural guarantee. The difference is A.V. Jennings Home Improvements.
So you can color my world with sunshine yellow each day. When you color my home in the most luxurious way. The color of haze. Just take the green from the grass and the blue from the sky up above. And when you color my world, just paint it with your love. The color of haze. Color my world.
A 1-hour LOLO special, and Renee discovers
The Fallen Madonna with the big boobies by Van Gogh.
it's their craziest caper yet.
Not the painting of the Fallen Madonna with the big boobies.
Not only is the Resistance in trouble,
You have a problem?
7:30 tonight.
The operation is not going according to plan. Does it ever?
Hoist the flinger and direct the nizzle at the muddle of the fear.
This is no life for a coward.
A 1-hour LOLO special on 7.
Welcome back. The story of the rise to stardom of our next guest is just like you would write it for the movies, but in actual fact, this was just that fact. Virginia Mayo was a dancer. She was seen by Samuel Goldwyn. She became one of his famous Goldwyn girls and went on to become one of the most delightful, entertaining and most beautiful actresses Hollywood has ever produced. In Hollywood, please welcome Miss Virginia Mayo. Welcome, Virginia.
Hello, Bert.
It's terrific to talk to you, and I hope that all the facts I had there were accurate.
Yes, more or less.
Tell us the real story.
Well, I was brought out from New York City, discovered by Sam Goldwyn, to play the lead in Up in Arms, not to be a Goldwyn girl. I was brought to play this starring role. But I wasn't ready for it, so I didn't screen test properly. So they made me be a Goldwyn girl, much to my unhappiness. But it was okay, because the next thing I knew, I was starring in The Princess and the Pirate opposite Bob Hope. And
then, of course, with Danny Kaye in further movies.
Yes, then I did 4 pictures with Danny Kaye, starring opposite him. So everything worked out okay, although it didn't start out the best, to my knowledge.
What was he like, Danny Kaye, as a person to work with?
Oh, Danny Kaye was extremely talented. He was a little more difficult to work with because he was a little introverted. Bob Hope was an extrovert and a lot of fun. Danny was more serious, and he was new in his career, and he wanted to make the best of his career. And although he was fun to work with at times, he was a little sober.
Yeah, he obviously liked you as a he liked you as a leading lady, though, because he quite happily worked with you on those occasions, didn't he?
I don't think he had much choice. Sam Goldwyn was the boss. And we all had to do what Sam Goldwyn wanted.
You ask so many people who have been through Hollywood, especially in those golden years, just what it was like. Some people say that Hollywood hasn't changed all that much. Others say it's changed to the better, others to the worst. How do you feel about the old Hollywood and today's Hollywood?
Well, I think the old Hollywood was the best. It was a kind of a system where in each studio it was like a little city. It had its contract players, it had its directors, it had its art directors, it had its writers, all contained in one studio. And they were all separate entities. Nowadays, there is no studio system. Every producer is an independent producer, and he must get his own screenwriters, his own casts, his own stars, and so on. And I don't think it's as good, especially for the actors. The actors of today have to fight for their roles, and there's much more competition today, especially for women. Women are really slighted nowadays in the motion picture business. Very few women get ahead in today's scene.
Yeah, that's true right around the world. We're just talking on this program last week about the fact that great roles are not written for women very often.
No, they're not. So that leaves the women out in the cold.
Virginia, when you look back on that era, that golden era, as we call it, a lot of hard work, I realise that, but was it also glamorous?
I think much more glamorous than today. As a matter of fact, Sam Goldwyn used to bring in coaches and teachers to teach us how to be glamorous all the time. We were told not to step out of our house or our apartment without being properly groomed, with the proper hairdo, a proper makeup, and the proper clothing. Now, even today, this sticks in my mind. I mean, when I'm ready to go to the grocery store, I wonder if I'm dressed properly. I mean, this is a stigma that I've endured all my life. And I know all the other actresses of my era feel the same way, you know, that we were judged on how we looked. And even today, I can't forget that.
Yeah, the moral life of Hollywood then must have been just the same as the moral life of any city in the world, but Hollywood was very protected, wasn't it?
Protective, yes, they were protective. Of course, nowadays, things are much more immoral. In our day, the immorality was not broadcast the way it is today. There were clauses in everyone's contract, an immorality contract clause, so that if you caused a lot of discomfort for the studio, your contract could be canceled. Of course, nowadays, there is no such thing. I mean, the actors and the people involved can commit all kinds of sins and go right ahead and work, and their career doesn't have any setback.
In actual fact, sometimes it appears to help it.
It seems to, yes. I mean, they can smoke dope, they can commit adultery, and the whole yard of immorality, and still they're accepted. But in our day, it really wasn't.
We've talked about your leading men and Danny Kaye and Bob Hope. My favourite movie of yours was one you made with James Cagney, White Heat. Good memories of that?
Yes. It's one of my favourites. Do I have good memories of it?
Yeah.
Oh, I certainly do. I mean, this was my first time working with this great genius, Jimmy Cagney. And I must say, I was a little thrilled, and I was more than a little scared, because Jimmy was the top actor of his day. And I was nervous working with him in the first scene, and I realized that he was such a master of his art that I'd better watch out and do my best. Otherwise, I wouldn't hold up next to Jimmy Cagney. So I was very conscious of my work, and I studied the part thoroughly. I knew what I was planning to do. And Jimmy was quite often would submit his own ideas as to how to do a scene. And I remember particularly one day he wanted me to see if I could fall back on a couch if he would kick the chair out from under me. And I said, oh, sure, I could do that. So Jimmy did it, and I fell back on the couch, and the scene was punctuated by this little bit of business.
Yeah.
He was great at that, punctuating his acting scenes with business, such as that.
You were lucky you didn't cop a grapefruit in your face.
Well, that already happened to May Clark, so
that's right.
We didn't have any breakfast scenes. Probably if we had, I would have.
Just finally, do you work much today, Virginia?
Do I work?
Do you work much today? Yeah.
I don't work on the screen very much. I've done a lot of plays. Last year I did a play in Florida, 2 plays as a matter of fact. And I'm planning to do another play touring the country. But films, no, very little.
For what reason?
For what reason? There are no parts for older women. The writers simply do not write them. I mean older women. I don't mean Meryl Streep or Barbara Streisand. They're getting on, but they're not old. They're not considered old.
Well...
But when you... What?
Go ahead.
Well, when you get above 50, shall I say, then there's no place for you in Hollywood.
Well, there's certainly been a very welcome place for you here on our show today. It's been lovely talking to you. Good luck in all that you do, and thanks for your time.
Well, thank you.
All the best.
Thank you very much.
In Hollywood, Virginia Mayo. And we're back with you after this break.
For over 3 decades, Seven Melbourne has brought the Times into our lives. At the dawn of the new decade, the commitment continues with Glenn Taylor, Jennifer Kite, and 7 Nightly News.
Sick 'em Rex.
Pants. Unbelievable underwear from Holeproof.
Because Clive Built sell direct from the factory, you get higher quality without higher prices. On low-cost front-only wardrobes or fully lined styles, our qualified cabinet makers will visit your home without obligation to help you choose the best style and layout for you. You get a 10-year guarantee and interest-free terms are available too. See the full range of Clive Built wardrobes, unit furniture and shower screens at our Noble Park factory showroom.
Or ring this number for a free measure and quote.
Because if it's Clive Built, you'd know it's not Jerry Built.
More fun in your pool? Yes, you can, if it's heated with National Solar Pool Heating. Be quick and get your fully installed National Solar system for as little as $2,600. But ring now, 894-2220. More fun in your pool? Now you can swim nearly all year round with National Solar Pool Heating for as little as $2,600. So ring now, 894-2220. National Solar Pool Heating. Feels beautiful.
It's a girl.
It's a boy.
It's a girl.
It's a boy.
It's a boy.
It's a boy.
It's a girl.
It's a boy. It's a girl.
Some things seem the same, but when it comes to health insurance, Medibank Private has Share and Save. Share a small part of the claim and save up to 25% on your hospital insurance. And around 25% is quite a cost saving.
It's a duck. It's a duck.
Come in and discover the Share and Save difference today.
Medibank Private Share and Save. That's the difference.
Remember that last commercial for king-size menswear? Well, lots of guys of medium size have discovered that king-size stock top labels at great prices. Look at this superb new season's range. Cool summer tones, the comfortable natural look, feels great. There's Pierre Cardin, Yves Saint Laurent and many more. I mean, if I can look this good in the new king-size summer range, how good can you look? Why don't you come into king-size menswear or phone for a free catalogue?
Welcome back. Which other show in the world can give you the Federal Treasurer and then Virginia Mayo? Let me ask you that. I just want to mention something to my lovely musical director over here. Ross, it doesn't mean that every Hollywood actress that we talk to had a father who composed The World Is Waiting for the Sunrise.
Not them all, just some of them.
Yeah. Yes. No, just one of them, you stupid fool. We finished Virginia Mayo's interview and all of a sudden we go into The World Is Waiting for the Sun. We could make that a hit again, you know? If only I'd sung it. If only I'd sung it. On the Bert and Pat...
I'm praying for rain in California.
Thank you. Lovely. That obviously is the Bear's sense of humour, is it, eh? Where are you? David Reed, who is our musical audio man, or was until today. Great job. Here's PJ Becker. Let's hope we can hear her. She's singing with the Ross Burton Band, and I'm telling you, here's PJ Becker.
Share the same love, all have the same mind. Time and time when it hurts so much to see you. No. I'm not waking up tomorrow morning and finding out there's nobody there. Darling, there's no way, no way I'm living without you. I'm not living without you. You see that?
PJ. Beautiful. The song from Green Girls. And I'm telling you, and that was PJ Becker who sang it just beautifully. We'll take a break, and after the break, Gwen Plum is going to join us.
If you want the very best in Australian-made solid vinyl weatherboards, this tough, it's Formplex. Up to 75% tougher than other cheap stuff. Formplex, timber grain vinyl superboards, installed with precise attention to detail and insulated with styrofoam. Here, Formplex is overstocked and have crashed the price. You'll save lots of money, but only while this stock lasts. So don't grizzle later if you choose the thinner stuff for price. Formplex's price might be less. Phone 008 038 145 and ask.
What will you do if you win the Tats Lotto $2 million Division 1 prize this Saturday?
Find a quiet place by the water to relax.
What will you do if you win? Tats Lotto.
More fun in your pool? Yes, you can, if it's heated with National Solar Pool Heating. Be quick and get your fully installed National Solar system for as little as $2,600. But ring now, 894-2220. More fun in your pool? Now you can swim nearly all year round with National Solar Pool Heating for as little as $2,600. So ring now, 894-2220. National Solar Pool Heating. Feels beautiful.
Comprate direttamente, comprati da Verducci, la famosa casa della biancheria e del corredo. Verducci Imports, where quality doesn't cost the earth. This Swiss lace comforter set is $150. Louis Olé bathrobe only $65. Agoraste a poton Verducci, I caliteri piotita, I piof tines times. Go to Verducci and save. Buy from Verducci at discount prices. Venite da Verducci.
Here it is, the Isle of Palms Resort, an exceptional townhouse investment opportunity on the Gold Coast. Here you can own a luxury townhouse set amidst swimming pools, spas, and superb boating and fishing facilities. And earn high rental income when you're not using it yourself. There are 3-bedroom luxury townhouses from just $136,000 full price.
Phone Looker & Young, 696-5711, 696-5711.
For carpet cleaning at its best, call Rapman, Rapport Cleaning Services, for a free, no-obligation quote. No job is started unless you're satisfied with the quote. And carpet cleaning is just one of Rapport's services. We care for your carpet, be it stain removal or carpet repairs. Rapport do the best job for the best price because we're the professionals. Call Rapman now on any of these numbers. Rapport Cleaning Services. Low cost, high standard cleaning.
Here, Formplex is overstocked and have crashed the price. You'll save lots of money, but only while this stock lasts. So don't grizzle later if you choose the thinner stuff for price. Formplex's price might be less. Phone 008 038 145 and ask.
Welcome back. Virginia Mayo and Hollywood mentioned that they're not writing good parts any longer for older people, older actresses particularly, in movies and plays and things. Well, I'm hoping this never happens in Australia because television and the theatre without Gwen Plum, they'd be very lonely places. Please welcome Gwen Plum. That's been kept warm for you by our Federal Treasurer. He was sitting there.
I was dying to ask him a question.
What was that?
Oh, no, I wouldn't. He'd go into my tax files if I had.
What sort of thing would you like to have asked him?
No, I won't tell you. What does he invest his money in?
I think mainly Italian suits. Actually, he does dress very well, doesn't he? I was terrified when I introduced him, I was going to fall at his feet because I'm wearing new shoes today, which are very slippery on the thing, and we've never met before.
Yeah.
And I thought if he came out here and all of a sudden I finished on his feet, he'd think to himself, this bloke's going to be a very easy interview. Didn't work that way, though. Didn't work that way. Gwenny, you've just been overseas.
Yep.
You've covered 3 continents.
3?
Yeah. More?
Is that all?
Where'd you go?
Africa, Egypt, Europe, London, New York, Caribbean, all over.
All this at 48 years of age. Is this wise?
No, I got diarrhoea.
Well, there or before you went?
Before before I went getting ready, they give you so many injections. They stick needles in the most unlikely places. You know, well, I suppose it gives them pleasure. Anyway, for everything, every disease known under the sun that you get an injection for, and it's all written on this yellow card, and I went through about 79,000 customs, and not one person asked to look at the card. I could have gone with nothing.
Yeah, I didn't think they gave injections any longer. Perhaps you were being conned.
Oh, I don't know. Of course they do. Do they? Because there's yellow fever, there's meningitic malaria, there's hepatitis, there's all their dirty hands in the water. And you're not supposed to drink the water. I didn't. I wouldn't even have ice in the thing. But you get it because they cook in the water. Yeah. And you should see what they're doing to the Nile. That beautiful, majestic Nile. I was watching all the boats go. I went up by boat. Naturally, you know, I'm not Paul Keating. I couldn't walk up. And they were discharging everything.
Were they?
Yes, old passengers who died from diarrhoea, everything overboard, with a lovely sail over them and slid over, and a nice, the captain would say something nice, you know.
Yeah. You make it sound such a romantic trip that you've just had.
No, there were some lovely things. We went first to Africa on safari. And that's tough going if you think you're going, but it's wonderful because I've never seen animals in the wild except up at King's Cross. Mm-hmm. And it was lovely to see giraffes and elephants, and I was nearly run over by a rhinoceros. And that didn't get a laugh, did it? Well, plenty more. And zebras and impalas and an elephant, a tame elephant. Tame. See, we're in one camp where we're under canvas, in tents, very civilised, beautiful little porch and everything, and then another little tent behind it, that was your bathroom. Well, this elephant had made a track around the tent next to me and around my tent and into the kitchen where he'd drive them mad till he'd swallowed up about 69 loaves of bread or something. Well, there were some honeymooners in the next tent. And I heard the girl say, "Did the earth move for you, darling?" And he said, "Yes." It wasn't. It was the elephant. He tripped over the tent peg. And I was taking photographs, and I was standing right in his way, and this safari place is owned by the Masai Mara, you know, those great 7-foot-tall ex-basketball players, those warriors.
You know what you mean.
You know, he was saying, "Oh, Missy, please go to the tent." So I was clicking till he was right up close to me. So then I went like this, pretend to be a teapot, and he walked past, snatched an ornamental shrub, and then went into the kitchen. But then I went on to Egypt.
What happened in Egypt?
I stayed at 2 palaces, which is only right.
You're swanning around, aren't you?
Oh, well, my time of age, you know, there's very little left. I'm not going to leave money to you or Mr. Keating. Oh, I mustn't say that again.
His name. What about you were hobnobbing also with a couple of theatrical friends of yours? Where was that?
Oh, that was in London. That was really marvellous because I saw everybody. Miriam Carlin, remember? Everybody out!
Yeah, she's lovely.
She's great. And Frankie Howard, you know, ooh, Mrs., you know, Frankie. Had dinner with them both, and Frankie, I said, "He's still working?" He said, "Of course, I've just finished, what is it? Cinderella." I said, "Don't tell me you're still playing Buttons." He said, "No, I have to play the pantomime dame now, but I'm using the same material." He never wastes anything.
You also saw one of Australia's greatest writers ever, I believe, in Sumnerlock Elliott.
Yes, that was in New York, because Sumner wrote "Careful He Might Hear You," "Waters Under the Bridge," and it won the AFI award, Eden's Lost. And he's just so wonderful. He took me to dinner to a beautiful little restaurant in a brownstone house, 3 doors from where Katie Hepburn lives.
Did you see her?
No, I knocked on the door, nobody answered. I said, "It's Spencer here." I thought, oh, didn't work. Anyway, then I saw Barry Creighton. He's living there now, Gordon Chaytook was wonderful.
Your old mate.
And Stuart Wagstaff and Nancy Hayes were over there looking at plays.
Together? Were they? Another two for the two?
Well, and so I went to a lot of plays in London and there. Saw a beautiful play called Cocktail Party, which is coming to Melbourne with Googie Withers,
and John
McKay, and their daughter Joanna, who is so gorgeous. She could be a basketball player. She's 6 feet.
That's playing in Sydney at the moment, isn't it?
Yes,
the Opera
it's coming
House.
to Melbourne.
Well, we'll take a break. It's just lovely having you back in Australia. And what are your plans for the immediate future? You got a play coming up or anything?
I've turned down 5 plays since I've been home.
Why?
I didn't like the parts or the plays, and I was to be in 3 television things, and then all the television stations went bung, except yours.
Yeah. Don't tell us about that.
No, we won't talk about
Gwen
that.
Plum, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us, please, won't you?
Yeah.
It's just lovely having you here. We'll take a break, and then Wayne King is going to play for you. Very famous piece.
In the 60s, it was sun, surf, sex and rock and roll.
Let's get the beer and have a good time.
Robbie, Scott, Boo and Sandy. 4 mates looking for a good time weekend.
He's got a gun.
Mel Gibson in his first movie role with John Jarrett, Phil Avalon, Steve Bisley and Abigail. 8:30 tonight, Summer City on 7. Another drink.
One light. It's still one light.
Jiffy fire lighters. They burn up to 15 minutes without kindling. Jiffy for a surefire Barbie.
Melissa Etheridge's second album, Brave and Crazy. It's out now on album, cassette and compact disc at your nearest record outlet.
The difference is more than the design. The difference is more than the 25-year structural guarantee. The difference is A.V. Jennings Home Improvements.
Imperial Leather Dry. The sheer confidence of an ultra-dry deodorant. Imperial Leather Dry. Deodorant for your family every day.
Remember that last commercial for king-size menswear? Well, lots of guys of medium size have discovered that king-size stock top labels at great prices. Look at this superb new season's range. Cool summer tones, the comfortable natural look, feels great. There's Pierre Cardin, Yves Saint Laurent and many more. I mean, if I can look this good in the new king-size summer range, how good can you look? Why don't you come into king-size menswear or phone for a free catalogue?
Comprate direttamente, comprati da Verducci, la famosa casa della biancheria e del corredo. Verducci Imports, where quality doesn't cost the earth. This Swiss lace comforter set is $150. Louis Olé bathrobe only $65. Agoraste a poton Verducci, I caliteri piotita, I piof tines times. Go to Verducci and save. Buy from Verducci at discount prices. Venite da Verducci.
It's just terrific to have on the show today Wayne King, who's going to play for us the immortal Slaughter on 10th Avenue. Please welcome Wayne King. Wonderful, Gwen.
Marvellous.
It's just great to hear that sort of music again in the capable hands of Wayne King.
He's a great showman.
Isn't he? Wonderful. Wayne King and Slaughter on 10th Avenue. After this break, Ronnie Burns is with us.
Seven News. This hour brought to you by Toyota.
Good afternoon, Jennifer Kite. Melbourne's trams and Met buses have ground to a halt, causing havoc in the city. About 1,500 tram and bus workers have marched on Parliament House to protest against the new ticketing system. I'll have more news in an hour.
Glenn Taylor and Jennifer Kite head Melbourne's best news service. 7 nightly news at 6.
Nobody knows Melbourne like 7. Calling out around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat? Corolla's here and the time is right for dancing in the street. So come on, every guy, grab a girl, everywhere around the world they'll be dancing.
New twin cam Corolla, the world's most wanted car.
Oh, what a feeling, Toyota.
Imperial Leather Dry. The sheer confidence of an ultra-dry deodorant. Imperial Leather Dry. Deodorant for your family every day.
Peter Gianni's Latin Fever. With 24 non-stop favourites. Latin Fever, an album not to be missed from J&B. For carpet cleaning at its best, call Rapman, Rapport Cleaning Services, for a free, no-obligation quote. No job is started unless you're satisfied with the quote. And carpet cleaning is just one of Rapport's services. We care for your carpet, be it stain removal or carpet repairs. Rapport do the best job for the best price because we're the professionals. Call Rapman now on any of these numbers. Rapport Cleaning Services. Low cost, high standard cleaning.
Wiltshire make the world's only self-sharpening scissors. Kitchen scissors, sewing scissors, hairdressing scissors, general purpose scissors, and more. Wiltshire Stay Sharp Scissors. The only sharp scissors that stay sharp.
I'll get by as long as I have you.
And now, Mum comes in 2 new fragrances.
Welcome back. Ronnie Burns is with us today. It's always nice to see him. Please welcome him, Ronnie Burns. No one told you it wasn't formal.
Oh, I
You're
left off the bow tie.
That's obviously the latest fashion, is it?
Yes, it is. They make them so big these days.
Look at those shoes.
Oh, aren't they shiny?
Did Paul question you how you could afford to buy those? They look great. What size are they?
About 8.5, but it's just the point's so long.
Ronnie, the main reason, apart from wanting to say hello to you...
Yes, it's nice to be back.
Main reason to have you back is the last time we appeared together on the show, we were going to talk about houses and the fact that you renovate homes more beautifully than anybody else in Australia, I can promise you.
Thank you, Bert.
That.
Thank you.
But we got into primal therapy, something about which you know quite a bit and something which you've gone through. Mm-hmm. And we got so many phone calls and so many letters asking about it and also rebirthing. Right, I couldn't answer the question, so I thought it was best to get you back and find out from... You know what rebirthing means?
Do you know, Gwen?
No.
We're about to find out. What is rebirthing?
Well, rebirthing isn't really something that I've done, but they're all sort of connected because you've got Reichian therapy and primal therapy and Gestalt therapy, and these are all things that are just happening with feelings and emotions.
I don't know what those mean either.
Don't you?
No.
There are new chocolates out on the market. And... you've got all these different therapies that are happening around the world, and rebirthing is similar. It's going back and reliving experiences that some of them are pre-birth and some are post-birth.
Sure. It might be wise for me perhaps just to give you a lead-in. We got into the conversation last time because I said that some years ago a rumour swept the television industry and beyond that Ronnie Burns and Johnny Young were knocking their heads up against the wall at home. And I thought, well, that's fair enough. A lot of people on television do unusual things, but it kept coming back. And then we discovered that you were both into primal therapy, not necessarily at the one time, but you were both into it. Yeah. So perhaps we'll start off by asking about primal therapy. What is it?
Well, it's really a process of accessing old childhood pain. Not only just childhood, but also birth pain and pre-birth. So that the fetus is actually experiencing everything that's going on in the womb. If the mother's smoking, if the mother's upset, if she's on drugs, using a bad diet and things like that. So the fetus is getting affected, and those feelings that go down at that particular time, and say a horrific birth, or traumatic birth, or something in a post-birth situation where the father's not around, or they're giving the kid a hard time, especially up to the age of about 7, these feelings sort of lock in, and it's like our body's like a memory bank or a computer, and it stores those feelings, it remembers all that pain. And all that primal was for me was accessing that. It's like opening that gating system, if you like.
Did you find out what happened to you when you were a fetus?
Oh yeah, I lived it quite... I did it for 4.5 years, and I relived all that stuff. I mean,
you were a fetus for 4.5 years? No, you did the therapy for 4.5 years.
No, it's just that those old feelings come through and symbolically act themselves out in our adult life. So sometimes we can't let go of that child inside us. Yeah. Its needs and things like that.
Right. I thought it's occurred to me that anti-abortionists would certainly like to hear what you've got to say if you're saying that a fetus feels all of these things.
Well, I know one particular person in the group actually had feelings of being aborted. His mother actually stuck knitting needles in to try to get rid of him.
But how do you find out? How do you get to that situation?
Well, he went back and he felt these feelings, and then to confirm them, he actually spoke to his mother about it in a situation where he felt comfortable and she felt comfortable, because he didn't want to dump all that stuff on her. And I remember him going through it, and she confirmed it. She said, well, it wasn't your father, and I wanted, all that sort of stuff came out.
So how does screaming and crying out, and maybe, do you literally pitch your head against the wall?
No, it's not like that. You could lie down. I remember working, because I actually trained as a therapist for quite a few years, and I remember one particular patient just couldn't get into any feelings at all. So she'd lie there for a 1.5 hour session, and she'd be just completely rigid. And a lot of people work with her, and they just couldn't get her to move in any way, to peep. And I started working with her over a few weeks, and at one point I just laid my hands on her body. It happened to be her breasts, and it just shocked her. I was feeling where she was coming from. There was just this rigid thing. She'd just be lying there for 2 hours, not doing anything. So when I actually touched her, she screamed out at me. She let go at me, and it just started this whole process where she was actually... I think her father actually molested her and did something like that. So it was simulating that sort of thing. You've got to be very careful when you're working with people's feelings.
Oh, of course. Do many people still call you a nut for being into this sort of thing?
Oh, no, I've moved on from all that sort of thing now, and they don't. Well, maybe they do, but they don't tell me. After all those years of primal, I sort of found that I needed something else in my life, and I started to meditate and find that love inside me rather than the pain. Because the pain's there and I dealt with it.
Psychiatrists and that ilk have had such a terrible name, been given such a terrible name, particularly the ones in America, because everybody says, I have to go and see my shrink. It's the in thing to do, to have a pet psychiatrist and go and lie down and pay a large cheque at the end of nothing. There are a lot of phonies and fakes, aren't there?
Well, I'm sure
that's
a
bad name
in any profession, Gwen. But I think what's happening at the moment, you've got an alternative lifestyle happening, alternative movement happening in the sort of in spiritual sort of ways, and there's a lot more love coming back into it and working on a lot more different levels.
So yes, but that's
just pardon me 1 second. We have a primal therapy room here at the 7 Network where people scream out and hit their head against the wall. We've got the control room, and they're asking me to take a commercial break. We're back after this commercial break with Ronnie Burns and Gwen Plum.
From internationally acclaimed author Colleen McCulloch
Not for quid. Anyone will tell you that.
comes a love story so tender,
I like you the same as I like my mum and dad.
so romantic,
Mary.
you'll remember it for years to come.
I'm going to the beach with Mary.
She thought she'd never fall in love.
Can't read.
All right.
Until young Tim came into her life.
I like you too, very much.
Mel Gibson in a brilliant performance.
You won't ever go away and leave me, will you?
As Tim, presented by Panasonic, 8:30 Friday on 7.
If you want the very best in Australian-made solid vinyl weatherboards, this tough, it's Formplex. Up to 75% tougher than other cheap stuff. Formplex, timber grain vinyl superboards, installed with precise attention to detail and insulated with styrofoam. Here, Formplex is overstocked and have crashed the price. You'll save lots of money, but only while this stock lasts. So don't grizzle later if you choose the thinner stuff for price. Formplex's price might be less. Phone 008 038 145 and ask.
What's happening here? Wow! There've never been toys like this before.
No kidding.
Toys that bring imagination to life. Introducing a whole new line of Disney infant and preschool toys. It's a dream come true. Toys with the magic of Disney and the quality of Mattel. Imagination at its best.
What personalised gift could you buy for under $40? Well, you could buy any one of these gifts, or you could buy a full-bodied oak-matured port, blended from Shiraz and Grenache grapes in true Tawny style. Presented in a beautifully glazed black ceramic decanter with the name or message of your choice, kiln-fired into the decanter with a 22-carat gold print. It's the perfect Christmas or birthday gift. A personalised corporate gift for important clients. A special thank you on that very special day, or recognition for a job well done. It's the perfect personalised gift for just $39.95. Have your credit card ready and phone this number for your magnificent port decanter for just $39.95 and have it delivered anywhere in Australia. Remember, it's not just any gift. It's a superb gold finished decanter that can be refilled to remain as a permanent reminder of your thoughtfulness. Your team, your clients, your family will be delighted. Phone this number to order your personalised port decanter now. Don't delay. It's an ideal gift for Christmas.
It has a delicate sauce, but you don't have to make it. Better still, it's ready in just 8 minutes. New White Wings Pasta Plus. It's easy. But the biggest plus is the taste.
Here, Formplex is overstocked and have crashed the price. You'll save lots of money, but only while this stock lasts. So don't grizzle later if you choose the thinner stuff for price. Formplex's price might be less. Phone 008 038 145 and ask.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our resident psychologist, Peter Quarry. Hi, Peter. Your timing, as always, is just superb.
Yes.
We're talking about psychiatrists and psychologists and therapy and all that, banging your head against the wall and all the jazz. What do you think of the rebirthing situation?
Well, I mean, I'm a pragmatist, Bert, and I mean, there are many different types of therapy, and if it works for you, do it. But I think it's only one of a number of different types of therapy. I'm not into it myself. I prefer the sort of approach which is called the cognitive approach, where you look more at people's thought processes and how faulty thinking can lead you to feel depressed or angry or what have you. So it's not particularly my type of therapy, but, you know, if it works, terrific.
But you don't advise against it?
No.
Right.
But he says he's a builder.
No, it's not
But he does primal, that stuff. And you say you're a psychiatrist. Can you
Psychologist.
build? Psychologist. Do you build?
No, I can't, no.
But,
just straightening.
We're strange people on this programme, Gwen. Strange
yes.
people.
You were saying something about... No, you were. You were saying something about now the thing is to bring love and warmth, you know, the psychologists, whatever, the builders, whatever they are, they bring love and warmth. Well, we've had that.
Oh.
That terrible Marishi and that gurus and all those things, they're full of love while they're taking your money and riding around Rolls Royces.
Oh, what's his name? Yeah, I know.
Well, I think the point is, Gwen, that there are...
I'm saying, and I've never seen anyone.
I think the point is, Gwen, that there are many people offering all sorts of different help, and there are a few rotten apples in the barrel, and I would be the first to admit that, but I don't think we judge everyone just by the few rotten apples in the barrel. I think that's the point that I'd like to make.
It's interesting what Peter was saying, because we were talking in the dressing room and he was talking about the thought patterns, and because there's a whole spectrum to our life. We're not just our physical body, we're not just our intellect and we're not just our emotions, and we need to deal with all those facets. At the moment I'm looking after my diet, and I do a bit of taekwondo, which is a martial art that keeps me fit. I deal with my emotions, as we've talked about. I need to find that love inside of me. There's just many parts.
I may need your help in the next couple of days, actually, because you learn so much from this program as compere, and I've learned from you. And we've got a girl around here at the 7 Network who's not feeling 100% at the moment, 9-10 going to her dressing room after the show and just grabbing her on the breasts. So that's what Ronnie Byrne's advice was, and also seconded by Peter Quarry. I've been asked to ask you, Peter. Yes. You watched the interview with Paul Keating at the start of today's show, and someone came up with the beaut suggestion. Being a psychologist, you would have seen more than we saw. What did you see?
Well, it was, first of all, let me say it was an excellent interview, and I thought that you were terrific, Bert. You were really very, very good. I was quite surprised when he walked in. First of all, he walked very, very slowly. It was almost as if he didn't want to be here. Then when he sat down, you started straight away asking some pretty probing questions, which I thought was terrific. And it was very interesting because his lips were quivering, and I think he was actually quite nervous. He was speaking very, very softly, and if you noticed, very, very quickly he did this sort of thing. And in fact, I think we've got a shot of it right there. You see, he's crossing his arms, and that's a pretty classic sign that somebody's feeling a little bit uncomfortable. As the interview progressed, he actually unfolded his arms, but he sort of turned side on and crossed his legs and almost was facing away from you. I think we've got the shot there on the monitor right now. His arms are uncrossed, but his legs are crossed, and he's sort of facing away from you. A little bit later on in the interview, he was actually starting to fiddle with his fingers, and I just saw it down the bottom of the screen. He was sort of fiddling. I think he was quite anxious and quite nervous, and the point at which he seemed to relax, and I think this is quite typical of Keating, was when he started talking about Andrew and the souffle.
Right, doing some jokes.
That's right.
Yes.
I think he uses that as a way of feeling comfortable and getting control. Of course, he's very good at it because he's a very, very funny man.
Yeah. It's only a personal opinion, but I think if the Labor Party is to have a future in Australia, in future governments particularly, he's the bloke they have to look to, because unless they get him as a man of the people, they haven't got too much chance. And I think it's very hard for a treasurer to be seen as a man of the people. You name one popular treasurer. I think you'd have to go back probably to Chifley. And I mean, he was treasurer under very unusual circumstances.
Will there be much Australia left by the time he becomes Prime Minister? Let's get down
to some problems that have been written in. How are we going for time? Okay, we'll do two. This is to Peter Quarry from... Yes. Well, I got it wrong? Yes. I beg your pardon. From Nina in Northcote. I want to make this a tag because it's a very interesting one. Dear Peter, my 82-year-old grandfather has become frisky with my friends. He lives near our house, so we quite often have him to social events because he's so much fun. To put it delicately, as I can, he has touched up two of my girlfriends. How can I sensitively approach this subject with him? Nina of Northcote.
Gee, do I earn my money on this segment, I tell you. At the risk of stating the obvious, but I'm going to try and do this with a very straight face, I think it depends what sort of frisking he's doing.
Well, it's pretty explicit.
Well, I think she just says frisking. Now, if it's really just low-level frisking, and I guess by
low level's the worst.
That's not quite what I had in mind. There. If it's fairly low-level frisking...
You're a psychiatrist.
A psychologist.
Psychologists, they're all the same.
If it's fairly low-level frisking, I would say leave him alone, let the poor bugger have a bit of fun. But if on the other hand, it's causing more of a problem, I think she does need to talk to him about it, but she runs the risk, of course, of embarrassing him and making him feel uncomfortable. And the way I would approach it is to do it in a very humorous way. You know, talk to him and have a bit of a laugh and say, oh, you know, you're quite a character, aren't you? You know, you've been doing this and that. And approach it in a very humorous way, because that, I think, will allow you to raise the issue with him while at the same time not getting him upset or embarrassed.
I think give him boxing gloves for Christmas.
Well, I've got a feeling, actually, that both you and Ronnie, I mean, you've changed the whole of society today. The parties now will never be the same again. People running around, grabbing people on the breast and touching each other up. It'll be wonderful. This is the one I want to read to you, Peter. I love it. Dear Peter, I hear you tell people that they must explain their feelings to their loved ones. It made sense to me, so recently I decided to take the bull by the horns. My husband is one of 10 children, and I've been annoyed for a long time that one or another of his brothers and sisters is always visiting. One particular brother is at our house 2 or 3 nights a week, so I took him aside and explained that we, my husband and I, needed time alone. We've now been totally cut off, and I'm referred to as that bitch. But this is the line I love. Peter, any other good ideas? Coming from alienated from Port Adelaide. It says, you don't deserve to know my name. So there you go. If you have any problems, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you can write to either Peter or Gwen. Care of the show, we'll do our best to look after you. Peter Quarry, Post Office Box 407, South Melbourne, Vic 3205. And please thank Peter. Peter Quarry. After this break, Ronnie is going to sing for us. We'll see you soon.
Australia's Dame Edna Everage headlines a spectacular night of entertainment. The Prince and Princess of Wales Royal Gala premieres Sunday, 8:30 on 7.
Sick of Rex.
Ants Pants. Unbelievable underwear from Holeproof.
Because Clive Built sell direct from the factory, you get higher quality without higher prices. On low-cost front-only wardrobes or fully lined styles, our qualified cabinet makers will visit your home without obligation to help you choose the best style and layout for you. You get a 10-year guarantee and interest-free terms are available too. See the full range of Clive Built wardrobes, unit furniture and shower screens at our Noble Park factory showroom.
Or ring this number for a free measure and quote.
Because if it's Clive Built, you'd know it's not Jerry Built.
Don't come into the bedroom.
I forget
Da-da-da. Boy, does this girl know how to shop. Don't worry, I didn't forget about you. Bon appetit. And it wasn't on sale either.
I'm happy as a king.
Remember that last commercial for king-size menswear? Well, lots of guys of medium size have discovered that king-size stock top labels at great prices. Look at this superb new season's range. Cool summer tones, the comfortable natural look, feels great. There's Pierre Cardin, Yves Saint Laurent and many more. I mean, if I can look this good in the new king-size summer range, how good can you look? Why don't you come into king-size menswear or phone for a free catalogue?
Remember me? I used to be a multimedia superstar. I had my own show and everything. I was really hot. Truly, really. Now the only time I get hot is in the shower. And that's really easy with New Dimension electric hot water. Mine's got automatic reheat, so I've got hot water whenever I want it.
New Dimension electric hot water. It'll still be hot, even when you're not.
Complications arrive for two young bachelors when they come to a Caribbean island which is exclusively for newlyweds. Robert Goulet, Robert Morse and Elsa Lanchester in Honeymoon Hotel, Thursday's afternoon movie here on Network 7.
Welcome back to PS for the last letter. And we've got 15 seconds, Peter, so it's all yours.
I was just going to say, I want to thank the person who wrote in that last letter. I'm sorry that the advice didn't work, but if you'd like to write in with your address, I will write to you and give you some suggestions about how you can handle the situation. So thank you for writing in.
Right, Ronnie Burns is going to sing for you now. I'm going to knock on your wall, which is, who's going to sing for you Healing Hands. Please make welcome again Mr. Ronnie Burns.
I never dreamed I could cry so hard. That ain't like a man. I could fly like a bird some days to a place where I could land. I could have sworn we were all like me. Ain't that what you said? I know it hurts so bad when the path of love is dead. I know you're full of pain. You're gonna wade into the water. You're gonna learn to live again and reach out for the healing hands. Reach out for the healing hands. There's a
That's terrific. Ronnie Burns, Gwen Plum, Peter Quarry, thank you. And also thanks to our treasurer. Tomorrow, Nigel Mansell, Andrew Darrow, Bettina Round, Don Chip, Colette Mann, and music from Sandy Scott, Al Stein, and a young kid called Paddy Newton. We'll see you then, 12 o'clock. Goodbye, and God bless you.
When in Melbourne, our guests stay at the Hilton on the Park. This has been a Jim McKay production for the Australian Television Network. The Bert Newton Show was brought to you by the new Jenny Craig weight loss program. Now more than ever, it's the Australian way to lose weight.